This little drone is amazing. It's the HoverAir Pro Max, and for us riders who want to capture our adventures without a camera crew, it's a game changer. When it works. More on that later. Now let's hop into it. Now before we get started, I want to be completely transparent. I wasn't sent this drone. I pre-ordered it on Kickstarter back in August, so everything you're about to hear is my genuine experience as a customer, just like you. Let me give you a quick overview of what we're working with. This drone weighs under 200 grams, so it's really light, and it has a really compact folding design, like so. Now, for those of you that are familiar with other drones, here's my DJI Mini 3 Pro for comparison. From the side view, you can see that the DJI is much thicker than the HoverAir, and when you flip them to the other side, the HoverAir is a little bit wider than the DJI, but the Hover is much more portable than this one. And this is what it looks like when they're all opened up and unfolded. The Hover is much more compact and takes way less time to set up compared to other drones on the market. This is one of the many reasons it's become my go-to for riding. It's just so much easier to throw in my bag and get it out and fly when I really need it. Now, you've got two versions available, the Pro and the Pro Max. The Pro shoots in 4K while the Pro Max can handle 8K and has HDR capabilities. Now that I gave you a brief overview, let me go ahead and show you how easy this thing is to use, and then we'll come back and give you some more details. In order to turn it on, all you have to do is unfold it and then hit this button right here and hold it. And it turns on.
Current mode, hover.
Okay, so the first mode that I'm gonna show you, it's gonna be in hover mode. Okay, then all you have to do is press the button once.
Continue, hover.
It'll end up taking off right in the palm of your hand. You can see it sees me. Okay, so as I said, right now it's in hover mode, but it has tracking on. It'll stay in place, but if I say I move right, it'll follow me. Then if I move left, it also follows me. And we're in a very small area right here. So now since I'm in a small confined space, I'm gonna try this out. I'm gonna try the follow mode and show you how that works. In order to switch the modes, it's in hover right now. All you gotta do is hit this button right here.
Zoom out.
And it'll change the mode that it's in. Now it's in follow. All right, so now we're gonna try it. I'm gonna have it take off. Stand there for a second, it'll lock onto you. And now watch as I start walking this way, it should follow me. There it is. I think it needs more light. Whew. All right, so as you can see, I'm in my basement and it's following me around. I know I came off a camera. So here it comes. I'm coming back into the studio. And the obstacle avoidance on this thing is great. It has a sensor in it, so it can kind of try to avoid all the obstacles in the way. All right, so now it's gonna follow me again. I'm gonna try to turn around. It's a little too much of a small area here. Here it comes. All right, there you have it. Now I'll turn around, come back into the studio. Boom, there it is. And the best part is, the way you land this, you just stick your hand underneath it, falls right in your hand. The two modes I went over are hover and follow. Now the last mode that I can show you, because I'm in my basement, is the manual mode where you can control it with your phone. Let me show you how that one works. So we have our phone. I'm gonna go into the Hover app, open that up, and then we're gonna go ahead and click on the little hover icon. And if it's your first time pairing it together, which mine is already paired, it's super easy and straightforward. So now I'm gonna tap on this manual control. It's gonna connect directly to the hover. Hit join. It's gonna connect to it.
Manual control.
And then it'll say that it's switched over to manual control. As you saw, that only took about 10 seconds. And once you have that all set up, you just hit the center button right here, hold it up in your hand, let it go. All right, so now on my phone, you got two little joysticks on the screen. So the left joystick makes it turn left and right. And then this left joystick also goes up. Don't want to go too high. And down. And then the right joystick goes from side to side. So you're going left there, going right there, and then the right joystick also comes forward. Too much for comfort there. Nobody needs to see my face that close. And backwards. So I mean, this thing is super easy to fly. I'll go ahead and do a little demo down here in the basement. Bam, there it is, baby. Super simple. Come around, come back to me. And the connection's very strong. I won't be using it in manual mode all that much. And then to land it, all you have to do is stick your hand out. Let me bring it a little bit closer here. In the frame, stick your hand underneath it. Lands right in your hand. And in order to shut it off, all you gotta do, hold that center button again. It'll shut off. Then you just fold it up and put it away. And that's the absolute beauty of this thing. It's super quick and simple to get up in the air. So I have my DJI Mini 3 Pro, I believe it's called. And this thing can be such a hassle to set up when I'm out on the road. Not only do I have to get this going, I gotta bring out this big old controller, boot it up, make sure these two get connected. And it takes much longer than it does than just connecting the hover to my phone. Not to mention I have to carry an extra accessory and then take the joysticks off and then screw them onto the actual controller, so that's even more time. It's winter in Ohio right now, so obviously I'm not out riding and using this drone. However, I was able to test out some of the other modes before winter hit. So let me show you some of the awesome footage that I got.
Now let's start off with follow mode. This is probably gonna be the mode that you use the most. As you can see right here, it's following me perfectly. Now I start doing some more dynamic moves and it's still tracking me pretty perfectly. But let me warn you, it's not always sunshine and rainbows. In this clip, I'm on the bike, but there is one slight difference. It's tracking me just fine, but right here, it ends up losing me. Okay, so here's the same scenario, but I changed one thing. I ended up taking off my motorcycle vest. One important tip I learned while testing this drone is if you end up wearing brighter clothing, the tracking is much more accurate. As you can see here, it solved the issue and tracked me perfectly. Next up is Orbit. This mode does a complete 360 around you. This is a shot that I took at Robert Simmons' 4-year YouTube anniversary, and I think it's pretty cool. And this is Dolly Track mode. The drone flies directly in front of you. This mode's pretty cool too. One thing I noticed though is you have to go somewhat slow for this to work properly. If you end up going too fast, you'll go out of frame and it'll lose you. Moving along, we'll take a look at Sidetrack mode. The name of this mode says it all. The drone tracks you from the side. Just like Dolly Track, you have to go somewhat slow, but what's really cool is I flip around here and it's still tracked me. I really like this mode. Now the last mode I'll show you is Bird's Eye. It goes up vertically with the camera pointed down while doing a spiral. It also does the same thing when it comes down. This can make for some pretty dynamic shots.
Now there's actually 3 other modes I haven't tested yet: zoom out, ski mode, and their newest addition, cycling mode. Once the riding season starts, I'll be trying both zoom out and cycling mode. Now about those glitches you saw earlier. Here's the good news. I pre-ordered this drone on Kickstarter back in August, and the developers have been constantly pushing firmware updates. In the short 2 months that I used it, from the day that I got it, the tracking has improved dramatically, and they're still making it better. Now, I ended up getting the cycling combo that includes this beacon right here that's supposed to improve tracking and can record audio. You can even attach optional joysticks to it. In my opinion, you don't really need the joysticks unless you plan on flying this manually a lot. But the main reason of me purchasing this drone is so I wouldn't have to fly it manually. And when I've used the beacon, I didn't really notice an improvement in tracking, but recent updates might have improved this. Here's what you really need to know about this drone. Max follow speed is 26 miles per hour, but you'll need to go slower for some modes. You get about 16 minutes per battery. The best way to charge the batteries is with the charging hub, and you can either plug this into a power bank or an outlet. When using the charging hub, it takes about 45 minutes for 1 battery or an hour for 2 batteries. There's an optional power case available, but with multiple batteries and a power bank compatible charging hub, I haven't needed it. Another thing I love about this drone is the durability. As you can see right here, the propellers are protected by their proprietary HEM highly elastic material guards, which are lighter than carbon fiber, but seriously tough. I've had a few unplanned landings and it's held up great. No! I know what you're wondering. What's the price? Here's what I recommend. For casual riders and not content creators, get the Pro. It's $499 for the basic combo. That'll get you the drone and a battery, but I also suggest getting some extra batteries and the charging hub. For 2 extra batteries and the charging hub, you're looking at about $716, which isn't bad at all. Now, if you're a content creator or just want the latest and greatest, go ahead and get the Pro Max. I suggest getting the 2 extra batteries and the charging hub, and that'll put you at about $916, which is still fairly cheap for a drone. This will give you the ability to shoot in 8K, have HDR functions, and better frame rates. What I love about this drone is how simple it is. You can literally have it up and flying in seconds. I'll leave an affiliate link down in the description if you're interested in getting one. I do make a small commission, but it's at 0 extra cost to you. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you check out this playlist right here for some more awesome products I've reviewed. As always, this is Jogo with Jogo Motorcycle Adventures, and until next time, ride on.